Okay, so the Steelers sort of kind of played actual football.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. There you
We're
go.
going, baby.
There you go. At least they're going to win the preseason Super Bowl. Maybe they'll win that. I mean, they have that.
Right.
They have that gauntlet of Seattle, Jacksonville, and who do they play? Detroit. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
it's
Mason Rudolph's future team.
one can only hope. Maybe they're just auditioning him. He can swap sides while he's there. Just switch jerseys real fast at halftime.
Yeah. That sounds good.
You know what? Let's start with Mason.
I watched in a while.
Might as well.
You know what? I've heard it described as the most exciting preseason game ever.
I don't know about ever. I'm sure there's something that beat it, but it was definitely the best one I could think of, at least in the really long time.
The funny thing is late in the game, it was a tied 25-25. What are the preseason overtime? Or is there overtime?
No, there's no. I thought there was because they were showing the Bills game before the Steelers game on NFL Network, and I was like, this better not, tie. And the announcers were like, oh, because I think like last regular season there were a whole bunch of games before the Steelers games that tied, and it was like, oh my god, you know what I mean? So apparently the announcer said, there's no preseason ties, which makes sense because they're meaningless. So what's the point of
practice?
Exactly. Right. It's just practice. So it's like, okay, we got enough practice. Let's get the heck out of here. So anyway, so it was 25-25 and Pickett was on the field, and it was I'm not sure if it was a 3 and out or whatever, but the drive stalled and I believe they punted I think they went for it on 4th down or something like that. And it didn't work. And everyone left. Everyone left. And then the very next play, they cause a fumble, and the Steelers get the ball back. And all those people that were running out ran back in. Except for me. I stayed. But anyway,
you were loyal.
Yeah, I'm loyal. Yeah. We got to get the preseason Super Bowl, baby. But the whole Mason thing, as soon as he was announced that he was like, okay, now playing Mason Rudolph, and people were booing. And then I guess he fumbled or something like that, immediately. And people were chanting, Kenny. I'm like, we're booing? You're booing your own quarterback because he's not Kenny? Come on, guys.
Yeah. It was definitely a classless move, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't like to see anybody booed. I mean, I've said a lot on here. I'm not necessarily the biggest Mason fan. I'm not anti-Mason either. I just want the best man for the job, whoever that is. But booing your own teammates for something like that, is pretty classless.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't played great, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of reasons why Steelers fans don't like him, but there's still no reason to stoop to that level.
But he's still on the roster, and everybody's going to get playing time. We get playing time to all kinds of people who may not make the regular team, who may make the practice squad, or who may get cut. They all got chances to play. So you would have all your quarterbacks, you know what I mean, go through getting.
I mean, were people mad because he was second and not third? Who cares?
They were just booing because he's not.
I think people were just mad. I think they would have booed no matter when he came out.
Yeah.
I
mean, save your booing for Deshaun Watson, please. You know what I mean?
Seriously, save it for the opponent. Save it for some.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, what exactly?
Tom Brady, but save it for. Don't use it on our guys.
Mason Rudolph's biggest crime was he got knocked out in that Ravens game, and he looked dumb because they took off the helmet. Not his fault. And then the Myles Garrett thing, and he looked bad there. Again, not his fault. His biggest crime is he didn't beat Detroit last year.
Right.
Okay.
He's inconsistent. I mean, I can understand that people feel like he's inconsistent. Do you know what I mean? That you can't always count on him in like the clutch situations. I don't know that I've ever thought he's really like that, ready to be like QB1. But again, I still think that everybody's going through the paces in preseason. Like, they said he had a better camp this year. You'd think people would want to see what he could do, because if he was vastly improved, wouldn't you want him to be on the field potentially? Yeah. If he was a vastly better quarterback than the others?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt that if he had put on the better show of the 3 quarterbacks,
100%,
it would be a totally different ball.
Shouldn't be personal
ball game.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just really surprising. Like,
Yeah.
you're booing him. I think that the main thing to get from the quarterbacks is, I think their main test this whole preseason and training camp is Kenny Pickett good enough to be the backup? I think he proved that. I think he has shown that he could at least pass right now as a backup.
Yeah.
So really all you're doing with Mason is just showcasing him for a trade.
Right.
And what's wrong with that?
And maybe that's part of the thought too. Do you know what I mean? Is that the worst thing ever, to show that if he's improved some, to show other teams that he's improved some, if that's what they are looking to do with him? I don't think that's a bad thing. Maybe make all those booers look kind of silly.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's interesting because there was talk. I don't know who started it or if it was just what it was about, but there was talk that somebody had said that Kenny Pickett wasn't ready for exhibition games. And it's like, you think back now and you look at Saturday's game and you wonder, what do you like? How, like, what? Yeah. Like, where did that even come from?
Right.
I thought all three quarterbacks looked better than I expected them to look. And so that was refreshing.
Well, that's the thing. All three looked good. I think that means that's a major win for Matt Canada.
It is.
They're all doing the Matt Canada offense, the full Matt Canada offense, and they all were effective. That's a big win. And I think that's kind of a question mark does this Matt Canada offense work? Obviously it's just preseason and obviously it doesn't really count, but still.
Yeah. And there's still a lot. Good. I mean, they only brought out, probably like a 10th, you know what I mean? Of what they're really going to show during the regular season. But the fact that I saw something where they said they didn't run any plays that they hadn't run before. I saw that Canada had said that, you know what I mean? It weren't necessarily new plays, but they're always kind of new plays when you're running them with new personnel and new situations. And, I thought that the whole offensive line all the way up looked improved. Yeah. There's definitely James Daniels really concerns me. Kendrick Green just got repeatedly got bull rushed. They definitely, if there's, I'm sure we're going to talk about what they need to improve on, from this Saturday's game. The offensive line they need to protect better. They need to pass block better. I think James Daniels got a 19.6. I mean, PFF is PFF, but 19.6 pass block grade. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's, what I mean? Like we can't.
He was supposed to be like the big acquisition of the off season. Like, oh my God, I can't believe we got James Daniel. And so far, it's just a preseason game or whatever. But that's a swing and a miss. That's a little concerning. Kendrick Green, we could understand. He's still young and he's changing position. But Daniel's supposed to be better than this. That's a little scary.
Right. Yeah. It was the run blocking obviously was better, and maybe that's what they were, I don't know. Maybe that's where their mindset was in terms of, if we're going to do one thing better than the other, let's get the run game going. I don't know. But it's like with Mitch Trubisky's injury history, like we just don't need a lot of sacks.
Yeah. And I think Tomlin mentioned that. It's like, hey, I don't like that the quarterback got hit as much. That's true. Yeah. It is Dan nice.
Jr. too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Dan Moore Jr. too. He's another one. It's like another kind of weak spot.
Yeah. Little scary.
Yes.
Speaking of the running backs, mostly it was Anthony McFarland and Jaylen Warren, and they looked good. Man, if Anthony McFarland can figure it out and give that speed component, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
He was
new and improved this year.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Last offseason too, wasn't he? Or it had to been. Is this his second year or third year?
I believe third year.
Yeah.
Third year, I think.
Because he's played well before in the preseason, and then never carried over. But he does look different. He looks like he's reading things better and, able to kind of find opportunities. And he's not just running this way. He's getting out, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like if he sees opportunities on the side, you know what I mean? He runs there and whatever. So yeah, it was good to see. Jaylen Warren looked really good.
Yeah.
He did. He did.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting there to see who ends up getting the number 2 job. I guess Master Teague the third, whose name is just the best. I guess he's got some kind of injury. It doesn't sound like it's severe. I mean, he was carted. The fact that he was carted off scares me. But Tomlin made it sound like it was just a day-to-day ankle sprain or whatever. So hopefully that's all it is. But
all it is.
I just want Benny Snell gone. I want Benny Snell gone. I don't want him there like at all.
God,
anymore.
I'm so sick and tired of, but he's good on special teams.
Right.
Come on, there has to be someone else good on
So
special
is Derek Watt, and we're still spending way too much money.
Yeah.
You can't have too many people that are just good on special teams and
gotta
crap
have those
otherwise.
people be versatile. They've got to be able to be good somewhere else as well.
Yes.
You can't just be good on special teams. You can't have 12 players that are just good on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think Benny Snell is, I'm not sure what his injury is, but he's not, I don't think he's practicing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it kind of sounds like he better get his butt out there because I think he's fighting for his job.
Mm-hmm.
He should be. I mean, between, McFarland and Warren, there's other options where he seems less necessary.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think another interesting development is, what is this team going to look like come right before their season starts? I have a feeling all of all the questions that they have and all the weaknesses will not be addressed by the people on this roster right now, that they have to go get, either trade for or get someone that falls to them. And we don't know if it's a backup running back. We'll talk about the other positions, but it's going to be interesting. It's like, because I mean, you could get, I think the question is, do you stick with a Benny Snell, McFarland, Jaylen Warren thing, or do you go get someone else? Is that because obviously it's just going to be Najee Harris, but still he can't play 100% of the time. So
not all the time. And then God forbid something happens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I sort of feel like if the running backs played like they played Saturday throughout the preseason, and they have good shows at camp and things, I sort of feel like they're okay at running back now. I mean,
I agree.
I sort of feel like they're okay. I'm concerned about guard and inside.
I think running back was better than I thought it was going to be. Do you know what I mean? I feel like less worried about that now than I did before. I feel like we have much bigger issues than running back.
Yeah.
The thing about the offensive line is, even if they suck, they can't suck as much as last year. Last year was the worst I've ever seen any offensive line ever play in any level of football. So as long as you're just better than that, it's an improvement. So
I could see whoever the O-line coach, some new guy, I could see him saying, well, you know what, guys, it's okay. Just do better than you did last year and we're okay.
Just, you know what? If you show up and not trip over your shoelaces and crap in the middle of the field, then you've done better than last year. So congratulations. We're graded on a curve here, folks. On to the wide receivers. I think Mike Tomlin wanted to make George Pickens like a secret, like they know he's good, but they don't want to showcase him or let the league know. Too late. We all know now.
Right. Everybody knows.
He's been dominating in training camp. He's been and he dominated in this game.
He did.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's going to be so much fun to watch.
He is. I wish I had the attention span to go all the way back through my Twitter feed to the draft when I talked about how great I thought this kid was going to be and what an incredible steal this was, and screenshot all the comments I got about how they couldn't wait till this blew up in my face and this kid is overrated and all of these things. Yeah, I'm so here for all of it.
How many wide receivers got taken ahead of him? 10, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe 10 wide receivers got taken ahead of him. And basically everybody like on the national networks, they're all saying, how dumb were all of you to take all these people ahead of this guy? What was wrong with you people? I mean, I think he's going to be the steal of the draft. And that is so exciting. It's
I'm already hoping for like rookie of the year. I mean, the kid is incredible.
Totally.
Something special. Really something special.
I mean, really, you have a wide receiver core of Deontay, George Pickens, and Claypool. That's not bad.
Yeah, not at all.
And that's not including, Pat Freiermuth and Gentry and Hayward.
Right.
I mean,
and Najee. Yeah.
Well, of course, Najee. Yeah.
So that's like, I mean,
pick your poison.
I feel like
who are you gonna block?
I feel like we say this almost every year. It's like, oh my God, how can they possibly stop this offense? And then actually they do.
Right.
But still,
spoiler alert.
On paper, it looks really good.
It does.
I mean, nobody talked about Chase Claypool. Did the guy even is he still on the team? Not one, nothing. I think he's
only practiced like 3 times.
Yeah, he hasn't practiced much.
So.
But a lot of the things that people are saying about George Pickens, they were saying about Chase Claypool a couple years ago.
They were, especially the part about him being a secret.
Because right. I remember.
I think
it was.
Tomlin was like, "Shh, don't talk about Claypool." You know what I mean? It's like, okay.
I think was bad.
I think Joe Hayden or something like that. It's like, this guy's gonna be a problem. Like,
right?
Oh well, he's a different kind of problem. But anyway, okay. So obviously it's Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Chase Claypool, and Calvin Austin, I believe, is hurt. I don't know how long.
I think I heard today he's out of the boot and he was doing like some individual things. So that's a good sign. I was like really bumming that for a minute, but he's apparently getting better. He's on the mend.
So there's your fourth. Mm-hmm. You have Gunnar Olszewski, who actually looked good too. I mean, the rep on him was he's just a return guy. He's not a wide receiver at all. He looked pretty good.
He showed some potential though. Yeah,
I think he's going to be our white Ray McLeod this year.
I was going to say he's Ray McLeod 2022 version.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So there's 5, and then assuming you have 6, it's between Steven Sims, Cody White, Miles Boykin, and maybe Tyler Vaughns or something like that. Unfortunately, Anthony Miller, I think, is out for the year or something like that. That's a shame. That's a shame.
It's just Sims looked really good. I thought.
Sims too. Sims looked really good.
I thought he looked much better than expected, and I think he was underdeveloped and underutilized in Washington, like so many players are. And
he was
from Washington. I didn't know that.
Isn't he the one that's from Washington?
I believe so. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yep. Yeah. I did hear that that Miller's injury might be similar to Juju's, and that there might be a chance, you know what I mean, for him to come back at the end of the season. But it's like when you're number 6 and not number 2.
Right. I mean, that's
different. It's just, I was looking forward to seeing him because he has that chemistry, at least from Chicago anyway, with Trubisky. So I was interested to see how they were going to use him. You know what I mean? If he made the team, and it's disappointing.
That's a shame. On to the defense. Oh my God. There's really just one story. Devin freaking Bush.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh, and the press conference he gave today, it's like, what, dude? Like, he doesn't even seem like he has any interest in playing, let alone being in the black and gold. It's like, yo, dude, like, you are.
And I know that people have injuries and they just don't bounce back from them. Do you know what I mean? And I don't fault him for that at all. No. He didn't choose to get injured. It's not his fault. I don't believe that he didn't try hard enough to recover. Mm-hmm. I think he has a lot of passion. I believe all of those things. So I don't know who that person is that has that conversation with him that, if you're not physically able, or if your heart's not in it anymore, or whatever it is, we got to, I don't know. This just isn't the place for you. I don't know. I feel terrible.
That's just it. That is my prediction. I think that not only is he not going to be in the Steelers, he's not going to be in the NFL.
He is.
Which is what he said. He's like, oh, I don't care. I'm going to be in the NFL anyways.
Right.
Dude, I don't think you are.
Yeah.
Football
Not playing like this. You can't do this.
Linebackers that don't tackle. Nobody wants that.
Right.
Right. Ever. I mean, missed almost every one. You could have made like a blooper reel out of it. It was so bad.
It's pathetic. And you know, last year it's like, well, he was hurt. Well, they had problems.
Yeah.
Like, well, what about, and then the excuses in this game where it was like, well, not all the starters were playing and something. Like, come on, stop. He looked terrible.
Right. Yeah.
Stop. Not all their starters are playing either, so it should have been even easier for him.
There you go.
Just stop with the excuses. I mean, you don't even see the hustle. Like, even if you hustle and fall a little short, it's one thing. You see the effort. You don't even see that like effort to get there.
They about an hour ago, they asked defensive coordinator Terrell Austin about him, and he said, Devin, if he's making plays, he's going to win the starting job. If he's not making plays, then somebody else will be in it, but that's not unique to his position.
Right.
Or any other position. Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I mean, that's the name of the game.
Yeah. And Spillane didn't look much better either. So I mean, they have issues.
Gaping hole.
That's the problem. People say, well, I think Spillane's gonna beat out Devin Bush. That's not
saying anything.
That's not a good thing.
That's not saying anything.
No.
I could beat out Devin Bush at this point.
Seriously.
Seriously. Yeah, I mean, we got to get somebody else in there. I don't know where that comes from or who that person is or whatever, but there isn't anybody else on the roster. We need to get somebody else in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Roquan Smith from the it is so funny, you know. So Roquan Smith, I believe, is in his last year or something like that, and he wants out of the Bears, and apparently he's amazing. But first of all, if you get him, what are you going to give up for him? And then if you do get him, you got to give him a new contract. And it's like, can we pay another person $20 million or whatever? It's like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. And you're going to put another high price person on that defense. It's already the most expensive defense in the NFL. You're just going to keep adding to it. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely would have to give up a first rounder next year and a receiver. You know what I mean? Like, we'd have to give him like Claypool.
I
you know what I mean? Because just the Bears are just bleeding wide receivers left and right.
Yeah,
they just can't.
I love this is a sports talk thing for generations. People making up trade scenarios. It's like, okay, we trade. Steelers trade with third round pick, Chase Claypool, Devin Bush, Mason Rudolph. We'll throw in Benny Snell, Anthony Miller, because he used to be a Bear. Throw him in too. And Roquan Smith. You think the Bears are like, oh yes,
remotely entertain that? Yeah. We were hoping for all your trash.
Yeah, exactly. All of your bad players, please bring them on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh goodness. Yeah. Now the good news is Miles Jack. Hear a lot of good things about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He seems really good. Cool. But you need, if you don't find a replacement, you need two.
Yeah.
If you don't find a replacement for Devin Bush, the entire defense falls apart. That's it. The entire defense it falls apart. So, oh boy.
Avery Williamson is somebody else that I saw tossed around about possibly, as a trade option, to replace Bush. He was somebody that I'd seen thrown around. I don't know though. I think it still would be the same kind of situation where, even though he's not in a great situation right now, what do you give him, giving up for him? And is it
where's he playing now?
He is currently in.
Is that the dude that used to be on the Steelers?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
I guess
can't be any worse. Can't be any worse than what we have right now.
I guess. And it's not like good inside linebackers are just they're just there's a giant
place.
Yeah, there's no inside linebacker tree that you could just pluck somebody off. So We'll see, but yeah, I think the answer is not on this team. So
I agree.
We'll see. What else happened? Is that it? I think that's about it.
It's the big
I mean, otherwise the defense looked okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Defense
all things
looked decent.
considered.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, but oh, yeah, a lot of questions and just yeah.
Going to be interesting to see how the rest of this preseason progresses. Sometimes I feel like the preseason, I was saying to somebody the other day, like it feels like as a fan, you're a little bit separated from it. Like you can't quite see, you obviously can't see the behind the scenes workings. So, you watch what's going on and you have your opinions. And then whatever the team winds up doing feels like a bit of a mystery, like the decisions they make. But for whatever reason this year, it feels like it's playing out right in front of us and like we're able to kind of follow along a little better with what's happening and who all the choices are and the options and the players and where everybody's going.
It's kind of, I think it's because it's in front of the fans and it's quote unquote back to normal.
Yeah, and that may be, we forgot what that feels like.
You get a lot more access. The reporters get a lot more access.
That's
before
true.
During the pandemic, it was like, oh, you could only talk to one or two people and it's on Zoom call or some crap like that. Well, now the reporters can go to anybody and get, and it sounds like we're getting a lot better information.
Yeah. Well, and have so many fans back at training camp. You're seeing so much more stuff out of training camp than we have lately. We was kind of only getting like approved bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the videos have been fun to watch. You know what I mean? There's
been
fans that have been taking video like every day. They're there. And wow, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So
yeah, it's fun.
It's amazing. It's like people are. I mean, there's certain people. They're there every day, and they take like videos of every play, and it's like, well, thank you. I mean, I wonder. It was weird because one year I went. I think it was one of these past couple of years where it was at Heinz Field, and there's a big sign that says, "Hey, don't take videos because it'll help the opponents or whatever." It's like, well, now everything's out in the open. It's like, okay, I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of weird. But I think training camp is actually winding down in St. Vincent's. I think you only got a couple more days.
Yep. Almost done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting closer and closer.
What are we? So September 11th is the first game. So basically we're a month away. Oh,
yeah.
That's exciting. It's going to fly by.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to fly by because I mean, there's only 3 preseason games. So, and then, so I guess there's 3. So there's a game next week. I mean, there's a game this week and then a game next week. And then I believe there's like
a week off,
like a week off before the season starts or whatever. I guess for Labor Day or something like that. Yeah. So I think come after that 3rd preseason game, when it's time for cutdowns and stuff, I think this team is going to look a lot different. And they do that almost every year. I remember because that's how we got Joe Hayden that one year, that for some idiotic reason, the Browns cut him and the Steelers are like, thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll take him.
Last year they got that Melvin Ingram, which turned out to be a disaster, but still at the time we were all loving that. But I think there's going to be similar things. I think people are going to fall and stuff like that. So going to be
always opportunities.
Really, really interesting. This team is going to look different than we think. So I'm excited.
As long as it looks better than last year, that's all we're asking for.
That's right.
Better than last year.
And another big difference is we have quarterbacks that could run now.
Yeah.
It was fun to see them do that. I was like, what is this? It
really was so fun to watch.
What are these guys doing? I'm not sure.
What is this?
I'm familiar with this
what is this craziness?
Right?
We're moving the ball.
What is it? What do you mean moving?
They did that.
I mean, every single play last year was in his shotgun, and as soon as he got the ball, he threw it to a slant to Juju, and that was it. He got 2-3 yards, and that's it. And then we do that over and over and over again.
Over and over again. Yeah, run Najee for 2 right up the middle.
Yeah. And he'd have to dance like through 24 people to get to those 2 yards.
Yeah, there was a play where Pickett almost got sacked, and he got his way out of it. And it was just like, and it just took me back to like, even, 6-7 years ago,
Right.
Ben Roethlisberger,
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
this quarterback is running and he's
right.
He's sort of fast. Oh my God.
Right. Agile.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see the offense, if they're going to like, with Deontay and Pickens and Claypool, and because I think Claypool's going to be the slot guy. And if that's the case, I think that's exciting.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's where he played his best ball, was in the slot.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Yes.
I think you could do a lot with him there. So that's very interesting. So
yeah.
and Freiermuth. Yeah, I want to see what this offense really looks like. So it's exciting. But yeah, I mean they all moved. So that's really good. And then Connor Haywood, he looked good too.
He did.
He was a surprise. Pleasantly surprised, but even better than I expected.
I'm excited. Yeah. I mean,
that tight end group is vastly more exciting than I can remember a tight end group being in a long time.
Right. Yeah. We're used to just having one guy, you know what I mean, or whatever. But yeah, it seems like
one decent guy and maybe an okay backup.
Right.
I think Gentry's a sleeper. I think he might. I think he's vastly improved. He might do something. So.
And can you just imagine like being a quarterback and throwing to a guy who's 6'8" in the end zone?
How do you?
It's gonna be a quarterback's dream.
Yeah, that's the best.
How do you miss that guy?
Right.
I could throw it as hard as high as possible and still not miss that guy. Okay.
Right.
How do you miss? How do you miss a 6'8" guy? So that's exciting. So we'll see. So maybe I'm not sure. It used to be when it was 4 preseason games, it was like game 3 was the quote unquote dress rehearsal where all the ones played.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that game is now. I don't know if it's game 2 or game 3 or something. I would imagine it would be game 2 because game 3 is going to be like, okay, all you people fighting for a job, go out there and fight for your job.
Yeah, I still think that's going to be the case.
So basically,
I feel like 2 is going to be the dress rehearsal game. Yeah, for sure. Because I mean,
2 is going to be the 3 and 3 is going to be the 4. So
Right. Yep. Makes sense.
All right, guys. All
right.
So we got while you're reading articles, Allison's articles on heavy, you got to eat bro nuts from Hollywood Baker. Those bro nuts were so good. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
I'm working on a Steelers special for the year. Maybe every time they win or something, there'll be a discount or something like that. I'm trying to decide. Yeah. Every time our quarterback runs successfully.
Right.
gets back up the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Take off 1%.
Mitch is number 10, so maybe if he has a good game, 10% off or something like that.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks so much.
Take care. You too.
Okay.
Bye.
You guys. Good talking to you.